Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Lainie, this is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and this is Photos of the Week. So for those who know, I used to do this as part of my vlog, and I would show 3 photographs that were part of my favourites. Now, I am not a photographer, as in I'm just an amateur photographer. I really like it. I started last year. In fact, I'm more than like it, I love it. And I take photographs everywhere I go, quite a lot of sort of birds and stuff. I am limited to where I can get to because I'm in a wheelchair, but I just love to go out and disappear behind the lens of a camera, and yeah, it really helps mentally. And so I started to share some photographs within a vlog that I was doing, and I've decided to break up the vlog into different segments. Segment the right word? Different videos, I suppose I should say. So this is Photos of the Week, and this way I don't have to limit it to 3 pictures. I can put in as many as I want. So that's what I'm going to do basically, and some of them will be better than others. Some of them I'll put in as reference, some of them whatever. we shall see. But what I'm going to do is record the screen, I think, and then talk through them rather than put it on the screen with me, because then you can't get the full effect of the picture. Yeah, I'm going to try anyway. So I'll give that a go. So we shall try that now. Hopefully it's worked, and you'll see it in a minute. So here we are, my first picture this way. Hope that you're able to hear us, which obviously I won't know until I play this back, I guess. But yes, this is a rabbit, of course. I spotted this in Mowbray Park. I've seen them there twice before, and it still blows me away to think that there's rabbits in the middle of a city centre park, but there is, clearly. I had hundreds of photographs of him. He was just sitting munching away, and I just chose one to add into this. Very cute. I love like the little black eyelashes. They look really dark, but then he's got like a black line that goes down his face. But he was very sweet. Moving on, as you can see, this is a windmill. This is Whitburn Mill. I haven't done this photo justice in any way because, one, the weather wasn't great, but also getting to the right angle to take the best picture is not something that I can do in the wheelchair where this is. But the flowers, because of the wall, I couldn't quite show off the flowers as well, but it's absolutely beautiful at this time of year. All the wildflowers that grow up there. At the minute you can just see a lot of the poppies, but there's also like cornflowers and other flowers that grow on there. I tried to show it in this picture. I'm not sure what the yellow ones are. I know the blue, I think, is cornflowers, and I'm not sure. I think they may be like thistles, I can't speak, in the purple ones. But do you know what this reminds us of? It might be, is it Monet, the painter who used to just paint flowers like this? Is it Monet, like Monet? Not really sure, but that's kind of what this reminded us of a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to zoom in and get a picture of the flowers to sort of take a closer look. And I think I'm going to attempt to go along there again, and when I do, I'm going to cross the other side of the road to be near and see if that helps. I have never seen a spotty horse, spotty dogs, but a half Dalmatian, half horse maybe. It's very cool. I was so chuffed to see the horses and the cows. If you watch my video about going to see the lighthouse, then you will know that I got rather excited when I spotted the cows and the horses. It's just because I haven't seen them for years, like, you know, like all those years that I didn't bother going anywhere and sort of avoided going out. And then so to actually see them physically is amazing again. And then when I spotted him, and I thought, oh, you're so unusual, like in terms of your colour. I mean, maybe he isn't. Maybe that's the thing these days. Um, and then I also spotted this one, and he did not seem very happy. He was watching me. He was kind of like, yeah, what are you doing? Bugger off now. Kind of that was the vibe I was getting. He was, this is my patch. Not that I was after his patch at all, but like, you know, these are my horses, just sort off. But yeah, he was like mostly white, apart from like his head, his tail, and little bits of his legs, but like his whole body was white. So it was a bit strange. It was like they forgot to, they didn't bother finishing the middle bit or something, and he's colouring, or you know, they're running out of paint or something. I don't know what it was, but definitely. Okay, so this is a pied wagtail, the little black and white bird, and they're quite skitsy these usually, so you know they don't tend to hang about. Obviously given their name because of the way they wag their tail feathers. I spotted this on near the lighthouse. I think they're very cool, very cute. And I managed to get like a decent photo of him, which is this is probably one of the most decent pictures I've gotten. As I said, usually by the time I'm prepared to take the picture, he's disappeared, which is quite frustrating. So, Suter Lighthouse. It's absolutely lovely, isn't it? This was built in 1871, I believe, and it was the world's first electric lighthouse. It's now like a heritage site, and you know, it has a tea room, and walks and different things that you can do around the area. Um, I obviously took me 2 hours to get here to visit it, but I really love this picture because it's like a reminder. And someone said to me I should get it printed and put on the wall as a reminder of fighting my anxiety and everything to get there, and maybe that's a good idea. Maybe this is it from a different viewpoint. This is from the front, or the main road. I think the one thing that I'm good about, I was literally here for like 15 minutes because I spent that long getting there. I knew I had to go back. I was conscious of that, and I didn't spend very long here. So that's one thing I'm a bit gutted about. I wished I'd spent more time. So it's another reason why I want to go back, even though I don't want to face going through Whitburn Village because it's not fun in a wheelchair. If only I could get transport, it would make a massive amount of difference because I could go here and everywhere, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I am going to go back though. Might persuade Laura to come with me, I think. On my way back, I saw this tiny little bird in the corner. You can barely see it. It's a barn swallow, and I haven't photographed one before, and I do have a few other pictures of it. They're not great quality, unfortunately, but I've spotted it now. Hopefully maybe when I do go back this way I do get a proper picture of it. But yeah, there's such beautiful birds, and the way their feathers are at the back, like what's that, sort of like an arch bit on the tail part, isn't it? But they're very fast, and they're darted about all over, you know, like upside down and everything. Like they're zooming everywhere. Again, on my way back, this is a meadow pipit. It was just sitting. Well, at first it was singing a song, sitting on this, just a statue thing. It's like part of a chair, like area. But anyway, and then it started pruning itself, and I managed to catch it just with some of its feathers up, like while it was pruning itself. Only managed to see these for the first time a few weeks ago. I knew they were similar to pictures, similar to birds that I've taken before, but I knew it wasn't the same bird. But yeah, meadow pipit, very sweet, very noisy, and they can kind of hover, which is cool. Now this is the baby duckling, one of the baby ducklings. They have grew so much in 3 weeks, it's unreal. Like, honestly, like they're massive. Well, they're not massive, but you know what I mean. Like, they've like, I don't know, must be like 6 times the size of that they were or something. Um, and I've been down there today and been feeding them and everything, and they're just all over the pond now. They don't have like, I mean, they still stay together with the mum and stuff, but like they get about everywhere now. It's like, and there's always one. If you try and get a picture of them all together, there's usually always at least one that's way off in the distance in another direction. Again, this is the ducklings, obviously, and just a little pile of ducklings, basically. That one on the top, I think it just said, well, if there's no space for me, I'll just lie on top of you all, and pretty much what he did. And no one seemed to move. That was the funny thing, is that no one seemed to move. And although you can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think there's actually 7 ducklings there, all in all, if I remember counting them right. Yeah, I think that there was like 7 ducklings there all together, but they keep going over to this grassed area, and they sleep on there a lot, and just chilling out the way. Again, another duckling. But I wanted to show this because you can start to see like the difference in the feathers. Like they're losing their baby feathers, and their adult feathers are coming in. Just on the side there, you can see, but like they still don't have their wing feathers yet. So like their little arms. Do they have little arms? Little wing arms. It's just so cute when they like stretch and stuff. I haven't managed to get a picture of it properly, but hopefully I will before they get fully grown. But yeah, and it's just super sweet to see that all 10 of them are still there. Well, all 10 with one mum and one with another mum who's a bit bigger than these. But yeah, it's amazing. Now this is a spider, of course. It's funny because I would never go anywhere near a spider. At one point, this is called a European garden spider. A while ago I think it was on here, I shared a photo of hundreds and hundreds of them all together in a pile. You know what I mean? It was like, there must have been thousands of them. And well, this is like, the adult version of them. This is probably the best photo I've gotten of a spider. I don't really have a micro lens, not a micro lens, a macro lens, like to be able to do proper close-ups, but some of the close-ups that I do get I'm really pleased with, so considering I don't have a specific camera for that, it's cool. Moving on again, we have a butterfly. This is, I'm gonna see, right, there's a small tortoiseshell, large tortoiseshell, right? I'm not sure which this is. It was biggish, but like not huge, you know what I mean? What I found really cute about these is the little blue pattern on the outside. It looks kind of like little blue hearts. Again, I got loads of pictures of this as well, but I kept going in between all the flowers, and then the flowers were like putting us out of focus all the time, or like the leaves and stuff. This one is a red admiral, and I took this butterfly next to the pond. It just landed on the floor in front of us. I was like, handy. So I managed to get a picture of it. But they're so weird because they're very flitty. And they sort of like seem to go in all directions, and I always wonder, how do they get about in the wind? Because surely the wind would just take them, like even especially on some days, like for birds and stuff, like, or do they just not go out in the wind or whatever? Because I would assume like it would affect them like really badly. But yeah, very beautiful. I think butterflies are lovely. But yeah, now this photograph, it was kind of like the flower was dying, but it was just new, or it like been bent or something, and I quite liked the effect it had. This was took in Thompson Park. Can't remember what day I went to Thompson Park, but some point. And yeah, it kind of looked like, well, it didn't look like it had like, I was going to say fully sprouted, but that's probably not the right word. It didn't look like it had fully bloomed, yes. And then the out edge, whether it caught something or, someone had bent it, I don't know. But yeah, I thought I liked the effect it gave, I guess. So I took a picture. Moving on to my lovely fur baby. This is Jasper. If you don't know, this is our dog. Jasper is a crossbreed essentially. Lurcher is the name given to dogs who are sighthounds that are crossed with other dogs. He is mostly a Saluki, but he also has a bit of greyhound, a bit of Irish wolfhound, a bit of bearded collie, and a bit of poodle apparently, because we got his DNA done a few years ago. Only because he was meant to be a Bedlington Terrier cross Whippet, and he just kept growing, and I kept thinking, you're not one of them. So yeah, plus his ears are so Salukified. Is that the right term? Again, this is Jasper. I think he seemed very happy that he was going on to the beach. He was looking at my daughter, and he absolutely loves my daughter, so his face was turned around to her and was like, oh, we're going down here, as if to say, I think. But yeah, they did ban the dogs off all the beaches here at one point, but they've made it now where they're allowed on some and not others, because loads of people complained, because it was only like between May and September they completely banned them, and then now they've allowed them on certain beaches, and so there's beaches that are dog free and you can get like £1,000 fine for, and beaches like this one that you're allowed on, so that's cool. This is next to Cornthwaite Park. I have took pictures of this before. It was like the cornfields, but what I noticed in the picture is that the cloud looked a bit like a heart. I know it's probably like not quite bare, but it did a little bit look like a heart to me. So I took this when I went out with my daughter. So we went along to Cornthwaite Park and then along the coast and back up. Oh no, it was such a weird day because it was very dull when we left. The sun came out, then it was foggy, or like sea mist, which you'll see in a second. And then the sun was blaring again, and then it absolutely chucked it down. So hence the sea mist. Now, in the distance in this picture, and you're probably not going to be able to see it, but I can because I know where it is. It's the pier. But yeah, now I'm guessing this was sea mist because it didn't last very long. But well, fog, sea mist, I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing. But yeah, it just suddenly came out of nowhere and absolutely covered, so you could only see literally in front of you, and that was it. So them railings were kind of like, I don't know, 5-10 steps in front of me. And then as we moved on, so we're coming up coming up the coast and moving up, it started to clear further up, and I'll show you. There you go. You can see the pier in the distance, and you can see how much the sea mist fog has cleared. On the beach itself, this was on the morning or the dinner time of the England versus Italy final, and someone had drew a badge and it's coming home and Howie England and all of that sort of thing into the sand, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. Sadly, it wasn't meant to be. And then after here we like crossed the road, went into the park, and the sun started to come back out again, and I spotted little Mr. Squirrel there. He was just hanging upside down from a tree, as you do. Well, to be honest, he was running across and everyone seen it, and then all of a sudden he went up a tree, but then started coming back down a tree, and just felt like he was just staring at me. So I managed to get this picture. It's like he was posing intentionally. And so yeah, Sid Squirrel we'll call him, Shower. Yeah, but he was just, you know, happily just posing there. He'd been washing his face with his hands, or just rubbing his hands and his face into his hands, yeah. And I'd just missed catching that, but managed to get him to look at me, so that's cool. And then whilst we were in the park, there was an ice cream van next to the children's area, and so we thought, why not get a Mr. Whippy. It was proper ice cream, you know, from when you're a kid, like proper ice cream. This was £3, this carton. I put down 300 calories. I have no Scooby-Doo what it was, but that's what I put down. I really enjoyed it. It was nice. And as I said, the sun had come back out, and we were about 20 minutes from home by this time. So we just sat on, well, Laura sat on a bench in the park, so I was already sitting obviously, and enjoyed our ice cream while the world went by. And this is the last photograph, so I hope you enjoyed them. So I really hope you liked those, and please let me know in the description box below which one was your favourite, or a couple if you like a few, you know, and we'll see how this goes in this format, and see if this is working. Let us know if it's working for you as well, obviously, because at the end of the day that's what this is for. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're not already, and I shall catch you next time. Bye bye.